Now that means she should be safe inside her pod, wherever that is.
Hey guys, it's Bruce, and welcome to another video. No fluff, no filler, just 35 VR games that actually look like they might melt your face in a good way. If the title got your finger hovering, then this video's for you. There's one game buried in here that I swear is going to hijack your living room, and no, I'm not telling you which one. Watch closely. And hey, if your brain's buzzing by the end, give this a like, drop your wildest prediction, and hit subscribe before the outro slaps you.
Yeah, I'm good.
I have to find a way to escape from here.
First, we have to survive.
Frost Survival VR. Here, you'll wake up freezing, starving, and possibly hallucinating. You're going to be dropped into a sprawling, frost-bitten wilderness where the cold is as murderous as it can get. The rules are simple. Survive or freeze trying. And for survival, you'll need to scavenge, hunt, craft, and build a base that won't collapse the second a snowstorm hits. You'll shape every inch of your shelter, make it a cozy winter fortress or a glorified icebox. But remember, your sanity is on the line. Ignore it too long and you'll start hearing whispers, seeing things that aren't there. Or maybe they are, because some hallucinations might claw your face off. No biggie, right? Daylight hours, that's your golden window to hunt elk, gather sticks, and maybe cry a little. Nighttime, it's a psychological horror show where even the temperature wants you dead. Tools break, animals stalk you, and if you go wandering without gear, say goodbye to your toes. And yes, you'll be able to play both solo or tag team survival with friends. Just don't fight over canned beans. This one's going to test your reflexes and your inner caveman or cavewoman. Dixotomia. If you think you are only blasting monsters in this one, don't kid yourself. You're basically becoming one. And that's where the fun is. Yep, you're going to step into the blood-soaked boots of Ron Adams, a battle-hardened spec ops contractor just trying to keep his guts on the inside, while vampire nightmares roam a newly colonized. It all sounds very Space Marine chic, until your own DNA starts whispering, "Hey, what if we joined them?" This will be a brutal, choice-heavy VR shooter where every decision you make might inch you closer to salvation. Or full-blown fangs and a craving for neck juice. You'll juggle standard-issue hardware like rifles, grenades, and gadgets. Or lean into the darker side with devastating vampire abilities that make you question if you're still the good. The story won't go easy on your conscience either. With a non-linear plot and two wildly different upgrade trees, you'll either beef up your tech to stay human or embrace your inner Nosferatu and unleash all hell. October 2025 is going to bring you fangs, firepower, and moral crisis in glorious VR. Iron Guard Salvation. Moving on to a game that will give you juggle laser turrets, drone warfare, and existential dread in a galaxy where humanity's only hope is you. And no, you're not there just placing towers and sipping space coffee. Absolutely no. Your role is to go straight into the action with your handheld drone, zipping around like a caffeinated space wasp, fixing things and blasting rogue robots mid-air. This tower defense beast is going to hurl you across 30 sizzling enemy-infested levels spread over multiple planets. And yes, that includes the nightmare known as Acris. What used to be peaceful terraforming bots? Yeah, now they're all kill all humans and marching in strategic waves designed to roast your defenses and your sanity. You'll need to juggle resource management, turret upgrades, real-time strategy decisions, and deploying harvesters and factories like you're playing chess in a volcano on Mars. The best part? You'll control movable platforms, rain down super weapons, and command badass heroes with powers that make Thanos look like a mall cop. This is a cosmic mix of RTS and tower defense that'll make your brain sweat and your heart pound. When August hits, you are writing the blueprint for mankind's salvation, or its shiny metal annihilation. Your move, Commander? Ultrashot Kill Protocol VR. In this next game, you have to forget safety nets and squad reinforcements, because this one's going to strap you into a high-stakes solo mission where every corridor could be your last. This fully immersive VR experience throws you right into the heart of a collapsing world, where danger is everywhere and survival depends on your speed, precision, and instincts. And oh boy, those enemies. They won't wait for you to reload. You'll step into a collapsing world, dripping with chaos, where the only thing louder than the gunfire will be your own racing heartbeat. Every level is going to shove you deeper into enemy territory, where reflexes and tactical awareness will be your lifeline. You'll clear zones, flick between weapons, duck plasma blasts, and desperately scan for ammo while your headset fogs up with panic. You are the one charging into the fire. Oh, and the bosses. Think of them as giant nope buttons come to life, massive, aggressive, and ready to stomp your VR dreams flat if you hesitate for a second. There's no pause button, no comforting HUD tips, just your instincts and a big fat mission failure screen if you flinch.
DrakkenRidge. An old treaty binds us together. Humans, dwarves, and elves. We protected the realm.
DrakkenRidge. Developed by Garage Collective, previously known for titles like Stones of Harlath, Theta Legion, and Shock Troops, this small indie studio focuses more on innovative experiences. You'll start as a rookie in the Mage Order, armed with basic spells and a questionable haircut, and end up rewriting the fate of an island chain that forgot what peaceful ever meant. Welcome to DrakkenRidge, a fantasy VR sandbox where lore-keeping involves equal parts spellcraft, swordplay, and creative property damage. You'll explore dungeons, solve puzzles, slay enemies, and maybe pick a few moral fights you weren't ready for. Combat doesn't lock you into one style either. Runes for spellcasting, swords and axes for the up-close drama, and even black powder guns when you feel like giving magic the day off. Outside of combat, you'll craft and upgrade gear in your hunter's lodge, hunt down boss essences to unlock new schools of magic, and slowly shape your own playstyle like you're rewriting your character sheet mid-campaign. The main quest will pull you into the political rot under Draken Isle, but the side quests, those are where the weird stuff lives. Launching September 4th on Quest 3, this one's not just about saving a fantasy world, it's about deciding what kind of force you want to be inside it. Rune up, rookie, Draken's calling. Slap Fighter VR. This September is going to get loud, weird, and surprisingly spiritual. Picture yourself waking up from a coma with no memory and one hell of a backhand. Welcome to the underground world of slap warfare, where fists are passé and elemental-powered palms reign supreme. You'll play as the mysteriously iron-willed John the Invincible Krasinski, guided by a master who looks like he's seen too many anime monologues and way too few therapists. This dystopian VR smack 'em up is going to put your reflexes through a gauntlet of fire, lightning, and airbending palm fury. Every slap will need to be timed with godlike precision. Dodge, dash, parry, and unleash slow-mo combos that'll send your enemies flying and your VR controllers shaking. Want to hurl a flaming slap that breaks sound barriers? You will. And don't even think this is all single-player meditation. There's multiplayer chaos brewing, where you'll challenge slap-happy rivals in high-stakes duels for glory. Toss in wild minigames like Slap-A-Mole and hidden side quests across your underground hideout, and you've got more than just a fight club. You've got a slap saga. Rager. By the time September hits, your living room will look like a rave and a gladiator pit had a baby. Set in a dark, digital sci-fi arena reminiscent of Tron, the core gameplay is players fighting robotic enemies that attack to the beat of electronic music. You'll be slamming into the battle with the rhythm of a bass drop and the rage of a digital god. Picture this. The world literally builds itself around you, pixel by pixel, beat by beat, as you prepare to throw hands and hammers like the musical warrior you were born to be. This is a symphony of pain, and you're the conductor. So what's the gist, you ask? Well, you'll go into a 12-level campaign where every stage hands you a new preset weapon. Swords, maces, axes, claws, you name it. Each one will demand a different fighting style, from swift slicing to savage hammering. Just when you start feeling powerful, boom, boss battle. But wait, you're not just here to take orders. Freestyle mode will unlock 12 additional levels from the get-go, letting you pick your weapon of mass rhythm. Want to turn your favorite Spotify banger into a battlefield? You'll be able to drop your own track into the level editor and spawn enemies right on the beat. Sushi Ben VR. In this game, you'll soon be saving a sushi bar with the power of friendship, fishing rods, and manga panels. That's right. When you step into this cozy, anime-inspired VR world, it's not about slaying dragons or disarming bombs. It's about dog-walking, bug-catching, ghost hunting, and winning over the eccentric locals of Kotobuki Town, one chill favor at a time. You'll be vibing hard in a vibrant retro seaside town straight out of a Ghibli daydream. You'll basically live your slice-of-life adventure through immersive 3D manga panels. Literally, stepping into the comic book feels as you banter, bond, and battle the ultimate enemy, corporate land developers trying to shut down your beloved sushi joint. So, be ready to do favors for new pals, chill with frogs, and slurp virtual noodles in style. The full Japanese voice cast will have your ears swooning, while smooth guitar tracks make every corner stroll feel like the finale of your favorite anime. You could be standing, sitting, or floating in VR comfort, but one thing is for sure, you'll be living your best chill life. And when September rolls around, you'll be too busy saving sashimi dreams to care about real-world stress. BlackGate. On October 2nd, friendships will break, nerves will fry, and someone's going to scream IRL. This is hide and die in space. You're going to float through a haunted spaceship, armed with a wrench and an overwhelming sense of nope. And it gets worse. One of your friends is the monster, literally. This will be the kind of VR horror that doesn't scream in your face. It whispers while it stalks you through zero gravity. You and up to 3 other engineers will be tossed into the derelict BlackGate station with a mission to fix vital systems, unlock the armory, and, ideally, not die. Every player will get a job to perform, like electrical repairs or opening doors, while drifting through dark corridors with only your jetpack and prayers keeping you mobile. Meanwhile, one lucky and sadistic player will take control of a nasty little alien critter. It'll start weak, but with every engineer it wounds, it'll mutate, grow, and gain horrifying new powers. Eventually, it'll go full space predator, and trust me, you do not want to be the last one floating when that happens.
Okay, you're almost to the command console now.
Memoreum. Coming from the team behind Return to Rapture, this one's going to mix deep lore, gunplay, and psychological horror so tight, your headset might start sweating before you do. You're going to wake up in the future with a doctorate in medicine and a PhD in panic. The lights will flicker, the ship will creak, and the people you once knew, yeah, they're now fleshy abominations, courtesy of the Ichor infection. And just when you think it's bad, it glitches. Reality twists. Are you saving lives or hallucinating everything? You'll play as Dr. Otto Hudson, thrust into the remains of humanity's last hope, the UCT Century Dawn. Problem is, you're also kind of fighting your own fractured mind. Guided by a scrambled voice over the comms, you'll explore a massive sci-fi nightmare full of secrets, sorrow, and probably way too many blood trails. Armed with an expanding arsenal of scavenged and custom-crafted weapons, you'll fend off increasingly twisted infected as they evolve right alongside your tactics. And just when you think you've got the upper hand, the ship will remind you that it's not just haunted, it's maliciously alive.
The future, huh? I've never even thought about what my future would be like.
Dreams of another. Alright now, this next one is something I'm personally super excited about. So when October 10th rolls around, we will be stepping into something that's less of a game and more of an emotional detour. I mean, imagine floating through a dreamlike realm that's less shoot to kill and more shoot to create. That's right. Pull the trigger, and instead of rubble, you'll get flowers, staircases, and maybe a philosophical chat with a talking kettle. This is a poetic fever dream wrapped in cutting-edge point cloud rendering, born straight from the mind of an artist who clearly drinks his morning coffee with a paintbrush. You'll follow a pajama-wearing man, yes really, and a wandering soldier as their memories bloom around you, literally. Destroying bits of the world will make new pieces appear, guiding you through their pasts, imaginations, and whatever weird subconscious thoughts have been hiding under their metaphorical bed. You can expect trippy visuals, strange sentient objects that drop Socratic wisdom with sass, and a soundtrack that feels like a meditative techno-jazz bar. It'll be funny, surreal, and just slightly unsettling, kind of like having a deep talk with your toaster at 3 a.m. Just remember, in this world, the only way forward is to break things beautifully. Omega Pilot Evolution. No trailer yet, but by November 2025, we will be blasting through tracks on Quest, PSVR2 and Pico like a hyper-speed maniac with something to prove. You'll soon be strapping into a cockpit so fast, your real-world face might forget what gravity feels. In this futuristic racing inferno, you'll defy physics with anti-gravity ships that blaze through sharp turns, death-defying corkscrew, and straightaways that basically scream, blink and explode. This one's going to demand serious skill and surgical reflexes, because the tracks, they will be designed to ruin your ego and your lap time. You will race solo if you like peace and quiet and leaderboard glory, or jump into asynchronous and real-time multiplayer where random strangers will become sworn nemesis in under 3 laps. And yes, there's speed, but also survival. You'll fire energy blasters, sling EMPs, and throw up shields like it's a galactic dodgeball. The more you race and dominate, the more in-game currency you'll earn to upgrade your ship's speed, handling, armor, and even throw on some spicy cosmetics for interstellar flexing.
Go, go, go!
If you're into VR war with depth, variety and full team involvement, this one's going to be worth tracking. This one will lean hard into large-scale VR battles built for full squads, serious coordination and absolute mayhem. You'll fight across wide-open zones, packed with tactical routes, high vantage points and breakable terrain. The action is fast, but it's the strategy that'll keep you in the match. Smart teams will take the lead. Lone wolves? Not so much. You'll choose a role before heading out. Sniper, medic, engineer, assault, each built for a specific job. Tools and gear won't feel tacked on. They'll matter. And yes, vehicles are in. Helicopters for drop-ins, tanks to press forward, boats for flanking shoreline objectives. Every ride has a purpose, and the battlefield keeps shifting. The setting takes you into 2035, where a private military owned by a global energy empire is locking horns with resistance forces over control of a powerful new resource. You'll land right in the middle of that fight, and no round plays out the same. The developers behind Breachers are building this one for focused, intense multiplayer play. Roboquest VR. Fall 2025 is going to be loud, fast, and full of flying scrap metal. If you're not out of breath after 5 minutes, you're probably doing it wrong. This one is an upcoming VR adaptation of the popular fast-paced roguelite FPS Roboquest, developed by Flatout VR Studio. There's no slow ramp-up here, as you'll be launched straight into a ruined world full of bad-tempered machines and ammo-starved panic. 1 second you're sprinting across blasted terrain, the next you're dodging a plasma barrage mid-air, while dual-wielding laser cannons like it's just another Tuesday. This one's tuned for speed and style, and it's not shy about either. Everything will feel fast, fluid, and a little bit unhinged. Sliding under gunfire, wall jumping past snipers, hurling ninja stars at drones. It's all fair game. And the weapon loadout? Absolutely unhinged in the best way. One run, you'll be burning bots with a flamethrower. The next, you'll be precision-popping headshots with an electric bow, while your co-op buddy revives you for the 5th time. You'll grow stronger with each run, stacking perks and building out your guardian however you want. Maybe you'll lean into raw destruction, maybe finesse, maybe pure chaos. The world shifts around you every time you play, so nothing stays predictable. Not the maps, not the enemies, and definitely not your strategy. The mighty 8th VR. Microprose is not only making another World War II game, but building a VR time machine. It's designed to recreate the experience of serving as a crew member aboard a B-17 Flying Fortress bomber during World War II's strategic bombing campaign over Europe. This game won't be about racking up kills or chasing leaderboard clout, but rather drop you inside the cold metal belly of a B-17, surrounded by crew shouting over static, smoke clouding your view, and enemy fighters tearing the sky apart. Every mission will feel personal, because your squad's survival will depend on every role being done right and done fast. You'll take on the war with up to 9 other players, or fill your bomber with AI crew if you're flying solo. Repair damaged fuselage, reload the tailgun, navigate through flak bursts, and keep the radio open so you don't lose formation. You'll be piloting, dropping bombs, fixing a cut cable mid-flight, and much more. It's built to pull you deeper into a fight where split-second choices carry real weight. The emotional edge runs deeper here too. This is a simulation of a time when crews were pushed to their limits, and just making it back counted as a win. Missions will stretch across day and night, demanding communication, quick thinking, and resilience under pressure. Remnant Protocol. Moving on to our next title, where the cockpit might feel familiar, but the mission goes far beyond flying. The game puts you in charge of a hidden rebel base called Sanctuary, where you command a galactic uprising against a faction called the Usurpers, who have taken over the galaxy after the assassination of the former monarch. You'll command a rebellion from the shadows, launching strikes, forging alliances, and managing the resources of a scattered resistance across a volatile galaxy. On the ground, strategy takes over. You'll manage operations from Sanctuary, a hidden base where research, ship production, and personnel decisions can shape the war's direction. There's never enough time or material to do everything, so priorities will be set under pressure. That tension never lets up. Piloting brings a different kind of focus, precision dogfighting in VR. Tuning your systems mid-combat, responding to threats from every angle. It's fast, tactile, and built for players who want full control in the thick of it. This galaxy doesn't stand still. Rival factions will adapt, shift loyalties, and force compromises. No plan will survive without adjustment, and no two campaigns will play out alike. Everything from battles to political fallout evolves with your actions. Beyond Sandbox. By the time 2025 hits its stride, this will be less of a game and more of a space. Beyond Sandbox is a next-generation multiplayer virtual reality modding platform powered by Unreal Engine 5, one that grows, mutates, and surprises, especially when your friends are involved. This simple launch will turn into something much bigger the moment the mods go live. If you think this one's just a physics sandbox, it's the foundation. One that's been built for creators to push every inch of what VR can do, powered by Unreal Engine 5, and wide open to anyone with a bold idea, and the Reality SDK to make it real. Physics won't be a background gimmick here. You'll feel it in every movement, every collision, every chaotic chain reaction that happens when you hand a rocket launcher to the wrong friend. Multiplayer is fully supported, and the interactions are tuned tight. Grab, throw, smash, and stack your way through community-built madness or set up your own. At launch, you'll get a few solid starting points: a shooter, a zombie wave mode, and a classic sandbox. But those are just the spark. The fuel will be the modding community. One day, it'll be tactical VR paintball. The next, it's medieval chaos with frying pans and ragdolls. Nothing stays the same for long.
Oh. Nope.
TMNT VR Empire City. Though this one is launching in 2026 with a long waiting period, it's still worth talking about. This game will carry the weight of what came before while giving you space to carve your own path through Empire City. Fight, mask on, weapon ready. You can choose Leonardo's clean precision, Raphael's brute force, Donatello's reach, or Mikey's unpredictable flair. Every strike and block will feel weighty and close. It's a full-contact VR experience built for movement and momentum. Fights take place across a vertical battlefield, scaling buildings, vaulting rooftops, and cutting through alleys stitched into the city's bones. Encounters are built around rhythm and positioning, not just flailing arms. You'll go up against familiar faces and unexpected threats, pushing through story missions that lean into the legacy without repeating it. There's room for four. Full co-op support lets you team up and sync strategies, combining styles in the middle of a moving fight. Play solo or with friends. Each run will feel lived in thanks to the variety in enemy encounters, traversal, and how each turtle moves. The mask is the start of something bigger.
Gaming's first quintuple A tropical farming sim experience. Oh, hi, new friend.
Deadpool VR. With this upcoming game, things are going to get loud, messy, and deeply personal in the most fourth-wall demolishing way possible. You'll be inside the head, and probably other regenerating body part, of Deadpool, armed to the teeth and thrown into a contract that absolutely should have been read past the first sentence. Mojo's the one calling the shots, promising fame and fortune if you hunt down Marvel villains for his twisted interdimensional livestream circus. What could go wrong? Everything. All of it. Combat's going to lean into full chaos. Swords, guns, grenades. You'll upgrade it all, then figure out which combination slices, blasts, and humiliates enemies with the most flair. Expect ridiculous combos, snarky commentary mid-execution, and some weaponized anatomy you didn't know VR could simulate. Traversal won't be calm either. You'll wall run, leap across exploding rooftops, hijack rides, and possibly crash a helicopter with something that definitely wasn't meant to fly. It's fast, unfiltered, and constantly winking at you through the madness. Coming exclusively to MetaQuest 3 3S, this one's less about saving the world and more about stealing the show. Deadpool's got a contract to fulfill, and if anyone's going to profit from mayhem, it's him.
Ready?
Ready.
Let's go.
Dungeons of Eternity. When Q3 2025 hits, this dungeon won't wait. You're either ready or you're part of the loot pile. Steel won't stay clean for long. This, my friend, is a procedurally generated world where players will explore dynamic dungeons on a planet called Eternity. You'll be moving through a labyrinth of traps, monsters, and chaos, where every hallway shifts the rules. You'll fight enemies such as skeletons, spiders, mages, and bats, while collecting loot, including gold, weapons, and cosmetics. Dungeons don't play fair here. Every run will throw something different at you. One minute it's a skirmish in a spiked pit. The next, it's a puzzle chamber that resets your trust in floor tile. You would be swinging a sword, snapping off arrows, as well as channeling spells through a glowing staff. The physics hit just right. Nothing canned. Every slash, parry, and dodge lands because you made it happen. Weapons are procedurally generated too, so that flaming axe with lightning damage, you might not see it again. You can solo your way through the darkness, but this place rewards good teamwork. Up to 4 players can dive in together, coordinating moves, reviving each other mid-battle, or, let's be honest, accidentally triggering traps and blaming it on lag. Customization adds even more to the mix. You'll fine-tune your loadout, tweak your look, and slowly carve out your own rhythm in a world that doesn't sit still. Reach VR. Dream's elevation is swinging hard with this one. Cinematic scale, full body immersion, and just enough weirdness to keep your headset sweaty. Here, you'll be flung into a reality where walls don't stay still, zip lines come with altitude anxiety, and mythical creatures apparently didn't get the memo about personal space. This is VR with zero chill. You're not the chosen one, you're just the poor soul stuck doing the climbing, dodging, and occasional screaming while the universe glitches around. Traversal will be slick. You'll jump, clamber, and grapple your way across gorgeous death traps like it's your new gym routine, minus the protein shakes, and with way more existential dread. Everything responds to how you move, not what button you... So don't blame the game when you miss that ledge. That was all you. Combat won't wait for a dramatic cutscene either. Enemies are huge, angry, and uninterested in your learning curve. You'll need to stay sharp, move fast, and hope your arms don't cramp mid-boss fight. Quest, PSVR2 and PCVR players, brace for a beautifully broken world when this drops in 2025, and maybe stretch first.
I don't know. What happened?
Of lies and rain. When this lands on Quest, PSVR2 and PCVR in 2025, you'll be hunting answers in a world where truth got overwritten a long time ago. In this game, we are taken to 2048 with no idea who we are, where we are, or why everything is either sparking, exploding, or screaming in binary. The surface? Toast. Machines run the show, humanity's hiding underground, and an AI overlord named ADE is having the worst 20-year winning streak in history. So what do? Pick up the pieces, remember who you were, and figure out if the disembodied voice helping you is actually on your side, or just another corrupted file. You'll be firing custom-built weapons that feel like they were pulled out of some cyberpunk fever dream, each one handling differently and requiring more than just point-and-shoot instinct. On top of that, you'll tap into a dimension inside the code itself, jumping between real and digital layers like someone glitched your reality on purpose. The story goes deep, digging into memory fragments and pulling at every thread of your past until something breaks, probably you. Enemies will adapt, the world will lie, and puzzles won't solve themselves.
Pod racing. It is truly a dangerous sport.
Saw you working on your pod last night. Can it race?
Star Wars VR Beyond Victory. Launching soon on Quest, this is your ticket to rewiring reality with Star Wars flair. This one's going to let you turn your living room into a pod racing pit stop, a Star Wars diorama, and a chaotic training ground, all before lunch. You'll jump into 3 different modes, with a healthy dose of nostalgia and surprise tucked inside the headset. The story mode will center around Volo, a fresh-faced pod racer with way too much enthusiasm and the absolute worst mentor possible, Sebulba. Yes, that's Sebulba. Things will escalate quickly, and you'll be right in the middle of it, flipping between mixed and full VR as the plot unfolds around you. Arcade mode, pure speed. You'll lean into sharp turns and dodge flaming wreckage like you're racing for your life, which you kind of are. It's all shown on a holotable, making you feel like you've been handed the galaxy's coolest toy with the volume cranked up. And then there's the playset. Virtual action figures, ships, and cinematic chaos come to life right on your coffee table. Create battles, stage scenes, or crash speeders into your wall. It's your galaxy now. Flatout VR. Moving on to a racing sim. Actually no, this game is a full contact sport with seatbelts optional and where dignity has left at the starting line. You'll be trading paint, smashing barriers and launching through windshields like it's an Olympic event. Every turn is a chance to either take the lead or become a physics lesson. There are 36 tracks, all happy to chew up your car and spit it out in pieces. With destructible environments and shortcuts that encourage chaos over caution, staying on the road is more of a polite suggestion than a rule. The 16 upgradable cars will take a beating, and you'll feel every dent and scrape as their performance drops with each reckless decision. But the real madness? The minigames. High jump, long jump, bowling. With your body as the projectile, you'll hurl your driver like a rag doll into giant dartboards and clown targets because someone decided racing wasn't dangerous enough on its own. There are demolition arenas, dirt tracks, and physics that make every collision look like a fireworks finale. And you've got a game that doesn't slow down for anything, except maybe to laugh at the wreckage. Crossings VR. Now, this is the real deal. Launching this year, this one will test your memory, your rhythm, and whatever courage you've got left when the forest starts twitching. You'll start with nothing but frost in your lungs and the uneasy sense that the forest knows you're. This is the Norse afterlife on shuffle. Trees that move when you're not watching, runes whispering under your boots, and an aftertaste of fate in every swing. Nothing holds still for long. Not the world, not the enemies, and definitely not you. You'll block, dodge, and strike in real time, chaining melee hits with gesture-based spells you'll shape mid-battle. Swords, bows, bombs, axes, every tool feels weighty, and every mistake feels earned. It's a roguelite, but one wrapped in myths and mystery, not menus and stat sheet. The combat? Built for instinct. Oh, and the multiplayer works like a ghost story. You don't matchmake or queue. You simply find others. No username, no talking, just shared space, body language, and maybe a silent nod before facing down whatever lives in the next room. Between runs, you'll tweak loadouts, pick alter modifiers, some helpful, some cursed, and track how far the world shifts when you return. Forests split, towers appear, roots remember where you fell.
You need to go into the dungeon, deliver the packages, bring back the money, and maybe don't die.
Let's go.
It's gonna be so easy.
We are delivering.
Deadly delivery. It got to be spicy when the job board said light delivery work, but it forgot to mention the pitch-black tunnels, the bloodthirsty cave beasts, and the part where your flashlight betrays you mid-sprint. Welcome to the glamorous life of a goblin courier, underpaid, overhunted, and probably not making it to retirement. Every shift drops you into procedurally scrambled mineshaft, where survival means teamwork, panic sprinting, and occasionally slapping a co-worker just to keep them moving. Up to 3 other players can join your doomed adventure. Coordination is encouraged. Screaming is inevitable. You'll deal with monsters that don't just lurk, they learn. Some will copy your teammates. Others will test how long you can hold your breath while crouching in a box. When something that looks like Bob asks for help, think twice. The physics-based VR chaos ties it all together. Tossing boxes, climbing teammate, chucking bait into the void. It all works, sometimes too well. Between shifts, you'll level up, unlock gear, snag questionable cosmetics, and maybe adopt a pet that bites. Coming Q4 2025 to Quest and PCVR. No map, no mercy, no OSHA compliance, just packages, panic, and whatever that noise was behind you. Syberia VR. Many of you probably played or heard of this game back in 2002, though there is no footage yet, but late 2025 will mark your first steps through a forgotten world. As the name suggests, you'll be walking through Syberia, boots crunching over snow and gears creaking from forgotten automata. The 2002 cult classic is being reimagined for VR, built specifically for Quest 3, and if the original had you glued to your mouse, this version's aiming to wrap both hands around your sense of wonder and probably chill your bones while it's at it. This time, you'll step into the shoes of Kate Walker, an American lawyer sent to Europe to finalize a corporate acquisition. But instead of closing a deal, you'll end up chasing a mystery involving a long-lost heir, a trail of strange inventions, and a landscape where nature and steampunk design blur into something haunting and beautiful. The puzzles are being redesigned for immersive play, the environment's reimagined in 3D, and everything's being rebuilt to feel like it belongs in VR, not ported in from the past. Microids says this version has been conceived from the beginning as its own thing, not just a mirror of the flat-screen remake. Slender, The Arrival VR. Let's be honest, Slender, The Arrival didn't need VR to be terrifying, but now that he has it, you're going to regret ever turning your head. This is a full reimagining of the cult horror hit, rebuilt to wrap around your senses like a cold sweat you can't shake off. Every flicker of light, every rustle in the woods, and every time you think you saw something out of the corner of your eye, it'll all hit harder when it's inches from your face. You'll be dropped into a story that expands the original mythos, digging deeper into the nightmare that started with the 8 pages and spiraled into something way more sinister. There's a new chapter, a visual overhaul that drenches every tree and hallway in shadow-soaked detail, and enough dread to make your living room feel haunted. Exploration is quiet, too quiet. You'll find notes, clues, and every reason to question why you came here in the first place. No weapons, no backup, just footsteps, static, and rising panic. Launching on PSVR2 and PCVR in 2025, this one is almost here to rattle you. Thief VR Legacy of Shadow. Coming in hot on Quest, PSVR2 and PCVR, it's time to return to the city, but this time you're living the heist. This game lets you move through moonlight and fog, hands steady, heart racing, and every footstep measured like it owes you something. The rooftop is more for survival than shortcut, and the streets below belong to armored brutes with no patience and even less mercy. You're not here to fight them. You're here to steal everything they think is safe. As Magpie, a thief shaped by the city's cruelty, you'll break into guarded manors, lift trinkets from unsuspecting patrols, and peel back the secrets stitched into the city's stone. Every lock you pick, every guard you ghost past, it's all part of the rhythm. The tools of the trade come to life in your hands. Arrows that extinguish flames or tangle feet. Tools for disabling traps or slipping through hidden doors. You'll pull off silent jobs with smooth precision, or improvise when the shadows start betraying you. Lumines VR Arise. It starts with a block, then a beat. Then your brain melts in the best way possible. This is a full-blown audio-visual event, dressed up like a rave inside a Tetris dimension. The game is a rhythm-based block puzzle, where players manipulate 2x2 blocks of 2 colors that fall onto a grid to create larger squares of a single color. Lumines VR Arise takes the classic formula and wires it straight into your senses, with every combo syncing to a soundtrack that hits like it was designed to hijack your pulse. You'll journey through over 30 stages where color, sound, and rhythm shift constantly. Lush jungles, cityscapes, underwater dreams, even tracks that feel like you're solving puzzles inside a synthwave hallucination. The stages pulse with its own energy, and with the new burst mechanic, you'll hold off clears just long enough to stack a monster combo before the screen explodes in points and pixels. You can be here for 5 minutes or 5 hours, in VR or flat, solo or online. The experience adjusts to your mood like an interactive playlist. It's quick to learn, impossible to put down, and somehow feels both soothing and overwhelming at once. Almost like it's turning your headset into a light show you can't escape.
You must protect me! It's vital I reach the elves or...
Demeo Dungeons & Dragons Battlemarked. It's not every day the Forgotten Realms opens its doors in full VR, and this time, you'll be the rogue sneaking past traps, the wizard lighting up corridors, or the paladin tanking that ogre who's clearly skipped leg day but not rage day. Battlemarked blends iconic D&D lore with Demeo's slick turn-based tactics, and the result feels like your tabletop game just grew legs and a headset. You will be going into the thick of a Faerun that's barely holding itself together. War brews in the north. Shadowy factions are stirring up ancient grudges, and your party is the only thing standing between the world and full collapse. Classic setup, until you realize how much freedom you've got in how this plays out. Form a party with up to 3 friends, or roll solo with a hand-picked squad of adventurers. No dungeon master, no dice to knock off the table, just tight tactical play and cinematic action unfolding in every fight. Launching Q4 2025 for Quest, PSVR2 and PCVR. This one is a full plunge into the pages of D&D, with you smack in the middle, card in hand, and monsters breathing down your neck. Grit and Valor VR. This will not be the history you read in school. It's 1949. Wobi Witu is still raging, and the Axis now rolls out mechs the size of churches. Europe's broken, but not beaten. You're the one hauling a last-chance EMP deep into enemy territory, backed by a squad of scrapyard-built mechs, and the hope that one more mission might actually matter. The battlefields are a tactical puzzle in motion. You'll command your team in real time, positioning, flanking, falling back, while trying to keep your command vehicle in one piece. Lose that, and it's game over. These aren't clean battles either. Enemies come in waves, terrain shifts, and cover barely lasts longer than your nerves. Boss fights? Forget it. They're brutal, multi-phase slugfests, where Axis generals roll in with elite troops, war machines, and occasionally something the size of a building that wants to stomp your squad into patriotic paste. But every loss earns scrap. Every win earns valor. You'll upgrade your pilots, customize your mechs, and dive back in, knowing full well the map will be different next time. Launching this August for the Quest, Grit and Valor 1949 is short-run strategy built for tension, triumph, and tactical panic. Just don't get too attached to your squad. Metorea. In this game, you are a molten meteor carving its way through chaos at breakneck speed, while the early universe throws everything it's got at you. This is cosmic dodgeball with orbital violence and zero brakes, set billions of years before breakfast was invented. Everything feels like a survival gauntlet designed by an angry star. You'll dodge incoming space debris, tail other meteors like a cosmic hunter, and plan ambushes while rear-view markers scream at you that something hotter and meaner is catching up. And yes, there's a meteor shower mode, because when one fireball isn't enough, you become many. It's your own mobile death swarm, fully customizable and deeply personal. Power-ups are a matter of universal survival. Smash into them mid-flight, mix effects in real time, and turn the battlefield into a highlight reel of glowing destruction. One moment you're outrunning a black hole, the next you're slingshotting into a boss fight against a planet-sized enemy with anger issues. The game straight up asks if you can survive its birth. Hotel Infinity. Last but not least, this one is a hotel that you cannot escape. You can check in, lose track of time, and definitely don't ask how the elevators work. In Hotel Infinity, you'll explore a place that folds, loops, and rearranges itself while pretending it's all perfectly normal. Corridors stack sideways, rooms loop into themselves, and somewhere on floor 30-something, gravity quietly gives up. But hey, housekeeping still manages to get around. Built for room-scale VR, it turns a 2x2 meter space into something that feels endless, without ever needing you to knock over a lamp or punch your bookshelf. Portals, elevators, and hallway trickery warp your sense of space. And it works so smoothly, you might start questioning real-life doors when the headset's off. From the creator of Manifold Garden, you'll be solving puzzles that seem straightforward until your route folds back on itself in ways you didn't sign up for. The soundtrack from Larissa Okada seals the atmosphere, drifting between peaceful curiosity and quiet dread. So now you've seen the chaos. Goblin couriers, ghost forests, slingshotting meteors, and one VR hotel that may or may not consume your soul. If your wishlist didn't grow at least by 5 games, I honestly don't know what dimension you're living in. But I do know this. The real fun starts when you jump in. Tell me which one's got your headset vibrating. Or better yet, what sleeper hit you think everyone else missed? Like the video if it lit your brain on fire. And if you made it this far, go ahead and subscribe. I'll save you a seat in the VR void next time.